Oh, whip out your brush, give it a clean. We're gonna paint a picture like the world's never seen. Come on and settle in for Tiny Peter's awesome night of art live stream. Oh, that says A.N.A.L. Oh, for God. Why did no one tell me this? What the hell?
Never mind, it's all right. We'll get it next time. Hello everyone, and welcome to Peter Austin at the office. Could you tell? Maybe it's a green screen. Is it real? Oh, it is, look. It's all, I'm really here. Hello everyone. Did you notice the joint stream assets there? I sure did. At the very last minute, It was hilarious. No Robot Lady audio. I can hear it. That's weird. Let me fix that. Okay, that might have done it. So, as I was saying, and this also explains why Robot Lady audio is not working, and maybe probably is now, hopefully I've fixed it. In fact, I'll try and replay that alert as well. Minutes before I left to go home today to stream, I was fortunately told that the internet at my house was down. I don't know if it might have actually been back up if I'd gone home, and by the time 5 o'clock rolled around, it might have been fine, but I didn't know for sure. So I have hastily rebuilt like scenes, because my scenes are on this PC, but it's all the old assets. It's like because I've been streaming from home since we changed the branding and stuff. So all of my scenes have all the wrong stuff on, and I didn't really have time to like rebuild everything from scratch. So all I've done is duplicate the joint stream setup, and here we are now. So I'm hoping it's all sort of. Can you hear that? I mean, it doesn't speak, but hopefully you heard Friendly Ghost. I'm going to try and replay Stephen's thing now, and I'll look on the OBS and see if you can hear it. You can hear that, I think.
Peter Austin, hello. How are you? was your weekend? It's art time, my dudes. Laughed so much during the newest episode of Worst Games Ever. It was hilarious. Hope you are having a fantastic day.
It's very quiet, but yes. Oh, we can hear quiet TTS lady. Okay. I'll maybe turn her up a bit then if I can. That might be a bit better. Let me try Friendly Ghost. So yeah, it's all being hastily rebuilt today. I just accidentally opened Discord as well, so that's no good. So that's just trying to open itself now. There we go. I think I've closed it. Right. Let me do a Friendly Ghost.
Friendly Ghost.
Still looks a bit quiet, but I think it's hopefully a bit louder for you. Should be all right. So, hello everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you very much to. Let's see. We've got Steven Skodes gave 100 bits. I'm glad that you enjoyed Worst Games Ever. Thank you to Dragon Cog Cameron K, who subscribed for 28 months, 24 months streak. A nice chill art stream after EGX repped TripleJump on my panel talk on neurodiversity and met a fellow Walrus Clan member. Well, that's nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We've got the El Dude Brothers gifting a sub to Silent Cobb. That's the third gift from El Dude Brothers to the community. Thank you very much indeed for gifting. Unforgabler subscribed via Prime for 6 months, currently on a 3-month streak, and said, I hope you're doing well, Peter. Well, I am, or I will be when we get to some painting and I feel like I'm in familiar territory. But at the moment, despite the fact that I stream from this room once a week, I've not done it on this solo setup for a long time. Amelia Familia subscribed via Prime by the looks of it for the first time. So thank you very much for having a go on Twitch Prime. Amazon Prime, Twitch, whatever it's called, with us, and spending your Twitch sub on us, Amelia. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. So here we are to do some actual real painting, which is exciting, isn't it? Look, I've got a canvas.
So hyped for this art stream. Been putting together the tat I will be sending for the tat appeal.
The tat.
One of them is a project that I've been planning since the start of the year. Going to be sending it on Saturday. TTJ Dick Salute.
Dick Salute.
Art.
Oh my god. Art. Okay, there we go. So today we're doing some actual painting with real paints. I've got them. I've got my brushes. I've got my, what do you call them, palettes. It's all here, and we're going to do some art. Exclamation mark witchcraft doesn't appear to work anymore, Mr. Black. I don't know if anyone got rid of nosy bonk. Does someone want to do an exclamation mark nosy? See if we get a bonk. I believe Ben or someone said that they got rid of all of them the other day. Oh no, nosy bonk doesn't work. Oh, that's disappointing. Never mind. Oh, Ashton nuked it all. Ben, yeah, I thought it was Ben, Mr. Black. Addy's saying it was Ashton, but I think Ben even just openly admitted to having deleted all of them. So thank you to Pup George for 100 bits. Art. 100 bits more from Steven Skodes, who is putting some stuff together for the Tat Appeal. That's the other thing. We will be running a little, just a copy of the Tat ad that you may have already seen. It's on like the VODs channel and stuff already. That's supposed to be at the start of our streams, but I didn't have it on this PC, so I didn't get to run it today. But yeah, there you go in the chat though. Tat Appeal is now open. All 3 mods! Exclamation mark tat. Well done, everyone. The 3-pronged approach. The deadline is the 18th of November. That is essentially the deadline by which we need to have received everything. However, there is then generally a bit of a grace period.
Morning from Los Angeles, Peter. When
the City of
sending
Angels.
From America, do you or anyone in the chat have tips for how to make sure the postage is correct?
Well, not especially. I would simply talk to your local postal worker when you go to the post office and say, how do I get this to England, and they should hopefully sort it all out for you. Thank you very much, Jeremiah the Tadpole, for the 500 bits and for considering sending something to us from Los Angeles. So deadline 18th of November. There is then a bit of a grace period there, a kind of unofficial and undefined period of about a week where we just let any stragglers kind of arrive, but aim to have it with us by the 18th of November. And then if it is delayed by any postal issues or anything like that, then you should still make it in time. Last year, I seem to remember we had 2 or 3 things arrive. I think one thing arrived while we were setting up. We were like bringing everything downstairs. So one person like just made it in to the start of the recording session. And then I think 2 things arrived during the day, and it's a full day's recording as well. It takes us like 5-6 hours. So yeah, you should be all right. As long as you aim for 18th of November deadline arrival, then any delays beyond that, you'll be all right. But yeah, in terms of getting it from whatever nation you're sending from, any one of you, then best thing to do is speak to your local postal services or check online or something like that. So there you go. It's all very exciting. I can't wait to open all your tat. Thank you to everyone considering sending something to us. And we have had the first parcel through today. Someone clearly just got straight on Amazon and ordered something to us because it arrived from an Amazon courier this morning. So that is here. It's spooky time. It's the spooky month. Spooky things are happening, and I'm going to be doing a spooky painting today. That's why we've got this. So, and I've got my apron on. Tiny Peter's Awesome Night of Art live stream. It even says A.N.A.L. down the side. So let's do something spooky. Now, I can't even, I mean, I would have had this issue at home, even if, you know, I'd had internet. I can't even seem to find exactly the right coffee music, the light, you know, smooth jazz. It used to just always be the top result for whatever it was that I was Googling, but I must have now like forgotten exactly what it is. Let me try one more time. Royalty-free smooth jazz. No, see, all the thumbnails don't look like the one. It used to have like, I was going to say it used to have a coffee cup on the thumbnail. A few of them do have coffee cups, but it was a particular one. And so the old, that old jazz music might be gone now. Either it's been deleted from the internet, or it's no longer the top result, or I've forgotten the search term that I used to use, but it's not there anymore. So, but today's spooky anyway, so I have prepared a 2-hour Haunted Mansion ambience on YouTube. Now, keep in mind that I avoid using ad blocker anyway, because I know that I, you know, ideally would like our viewers not to use ad blocker, so I try and practice what I preach. But when I'm streaming, I sometimes enable it just so we don't get interrupted. Ad blocker doesn't work anymore, or I think they're rolling it out to like different people at different times, but YouTube is now preventing ad blocker extensions from working. So, and there's not one on this browser. So I don't know if there are mid-roll ads in this. They might be really loud. So, but hey, it's part of the spooks. Am I right? We'll be just listening to like gentle rolling of thunder and maybe the odd ooh in the distance. And then suddenly it'll be go, sometimes running a business is a bit like running a marathon through a desert. So those will be the real spooks for today. I hope you're ready for them. Should we start painting? Let's do it. So, flipping Matthew's hair's everywhere. She's a menace. So, I am going to, I think last year we just did a monster, whereas this year, in fact, we might need to do a quick poll in the chat, because I want to know, do you guys want to see me do a jack-o'-lantern with perhaps some sort of design on its face, or shall I do some kind of classic Halloween monster, like not a custom monster like I did last time, but like, you know, your typical witch or vampire or mummy or something. So if a mod could do a binary choice of either Jack-o'-lantern, who we all went to school with, of course, or just put Halloween monster and I'll just pick one. Then if we do a quick poll is the word I'm looking for on that, then I can find out. Could do Ivy, in fact, because she's a ghost. So maybe if Halloween Monster wins, we'll do Ivy the Ghost. I went to school with Halloween Monster. Yeah, that's the guy. So vote in the chat. It's there. Let me know what you want to see. Jack-o'-lantern or Ivy, basically. If I do a jack-o'-lantern, I'll probably do it as a sort of a jackanism, maybe. Looks like at the moment Ivy is winning by a country mile, so let's do that. Problem with Ivy is she's got a white dress on, I think, so I might have to do a sort of an off-white kind of grey. She's mostly white, I think. Well, is she? Carrie did draw Ivy. I don't suppose Carrie's in the chat, are you? And if you have a handy, or if someone has a handy link to Ivy, that would be handy. If anyone's got a source image for Ivy the scary ghost, then that would be useful to me. But if not, I can just add a bit of artistic license and make her sort of pale blue or something. But there we go. Who is drawing along at home today? Let me know. I'm going to harshly mute the sniper music now. There it goes. And I'm going to press play on this Haunted Mansion ambience. Oh. You hear that? Is that loud enough? Obviously don't want it too loud. It's just for the background. Oh. Oh, it's very spooky. Feral Floor Girl is in the chat for the first time saying, yay, I managed to catch an awesome night of art live. Well, welcome in. It's nice to have you. I'm glad you've been looking forward to catching one. Some people are painting from home or drawing from home. Some people aren't. Halloween Monster won, so I will be doing Ivy today, which is good and fine. Oh, I can hear spooky violin music in the distance. Oh, and there's crows and everything. It's going to be a real auditory adventure for us all. I've got some silver paint here, which I don't know if I've ever used. I'm going to give it a try. Stephen Scotus has gifted a sub, and it's gone to Feral Floor Girl, taking Stephen up to 950 gifts. 950. Thank you very much, Stephen. And welcome, Feral Floor Girl, to the Walrus clan. You now have all the benefits of a subscription. So do please draw along at home if you can. Last time these brushes were used, oh, they're a bit crispy, was on the Saturday SMTJ Live. And good times were had by all except Ashton Matthews, who had a gungy time. Good slimes had by all. I'm going to use my drinking water as paintbrush water because I forgot to fill this glass. Yum. Core. I've got the worst board game ever to send to you for the Tat Appeal, Peter, says Pushy Loves Jinnikin. What could that be? It just sort of, it feels like it might be something TripleJump adjacent, not just the worst board game ever, but you've found like we have had copies of some sort of Hannah Montana board game in the past, I think, and yeah. Goodness. Monopoly, says Pup George. Yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm with you, Pup George. I flipping hate Monopoly. I have I'm very fortunate to have a lovely family-in-law. The stereotype is that, ooh, gross. In-laws, horrible. Am I right? Oh, and people don't like spending time with their in-laws, do they? Some people don't. I'm lucky in that I really like mine. They're a nice, very nice bunch, very welcoming. and I go every Christmas on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We sort of alternate to their house, and we have good times playing good games and things. We don't do the 50p game there. I don't know if they know about the 50p game. That happens in the Austin household, and no one else needs to know about it, apart from, obviously, several thousand YouTube subscribers. But the one thing that they do like to do, Amy's family, is they don't mind a little bit of Monopoly. And it's not for me. I play along anyway, and sometimes I do quite well, and that sort of annoys me. Because then other people around me are going bankrupt, and it's like they could even just wander off and go and do something else if they really wanted to. So I need to sort of remember that, and maybe next time I'll just take really, really silly risks and lose all of my money as soon as possible. It's not really in the spirit of it, is it, when you're trying to play games with your family at Christmas? But hey, no, I love everything else that we do there. We play some good stuff. Linky. I think I talked about Linky recently, didn't I, on the last stream when we were talking about Only Connect. I think I talked about Linky. Told someone about Linky recently anyway. Maybe it wasn't on stream. As you can see, I've gone with my silver paint, which smells pretty strong. It's not the name redundant board game, is it? Says Ali Pramana. Well, yeah. I don't know if I ever actually owned a copy of that, but I certainly could have had a copy because there were hundreds upon hundreds of copies just stacked up in the office. It was like a storeroom when I was there. And I think I did play it for a video once, but, you know, there was like a typo on the box and stuff. It wasn't ideal. And I don't say that with, you know, I hasten to add that there's no Schadenfreude there. Schadenfreude. I'm just saying it how it is. I'm not saying ha ha. You know, it's all. We've talked about this before. Hey, do you know what? This is what I like about ArtStreams, by the way, is that I can just have a little chit chat. I don't have to like worry about whether I'm platforming properly in Spyro or something like that. But we've talked about this before. I'm sure, where, you know, people love a bit of drama, don't they? Especially on the internet. And although we've been very clear about the fact that there were reasons why we left the previous workplace, there's no animosity or as I say, a Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude. I can't remember. A German would say Freude because there's an E at the end, isn't there? But maybe if it's been sort of anglicised, it might be Schadenfreude. There's no. We wish the best to them, and I think they wish the best to us. And occasionally, we catch up with Scott and Jules, and I'm trying to think who else is still there. Who was there when we were there? Certainly at the gaming channel, I think they were the main ones. Simon Miller, of course. And we all, I think, wish each other the best. Which is why I feel, in some ways, comfortable to say, oh yeah, man, the What Culture board game wasn't very good, was it? But also, I feel very uncomfortable saying it, because I'm like, oh, people might think that I hate those guys. And I'm going, ha, it was bad. I'm just saying. So there we go. I've got a silver body. It's not the right proportion, is it? It needs to be taller. I'll probably go up. About that high. This silver stuff does not leave much of a mark. You have to use a lot of it. It was pretty much a new tube when I opened it just now, and now it's like, I feel like I've used as much of this as I have of like various other paints that I've used time and again in different art streams. A German would. Good thing none of them are here. Well, exactly. Yeah. TP, you were a classically trained artist. Yes. Absolutely not. No. I did art only for as long as it was compulsory. Not because I didn't like it or didn't want to do it, but I just, wanted to do other things, and you have limited choices. I wasn't like, it's not like I couldn't wait to stop doing art, but no, I have done no more than, I think for the first 3 years, I think, of school until we chose our GCSEs, we had like one art lesson a week. And I say lesson, I don't think they teach you like art history. They didn't really teach us technique very much. They would maybe sort of say, think about the direction the light's coming from. And that's about all they would tell you. And then they would be like, hey, Hieronymus Bosch, am I right? Made great washing machines, and look at his paintings. And that would be it. So, yeah, lessons, it was art history lessons. It wasn't like art technique, really. The entire point of Monopoly is that you hate it. It's meant to show you how bad monopolies are in real life. That is good design in a sense, yeah. Plushy Labs Jennikin said it's something that you'll love, this mystery board game. Well, how exciting. I hope you're not talking about the Chicken Run board game, because that is not a bad board game. It seems like the kind of thing that someone might see and think, I've got to send that to Ben and Peter and Ashton and / Michael Johnson / Andrew Hodkinson. But I can say for a fact that the Chicken Run board game is, or was when I was younger, quite good. Which may be more than one can say about the Chicken Run sequel movie coming soon to Netflix. # not an ad. I'm sure it'll be okay because it's Aardman, and Aardman rarely put a foot wrong, if ever. But why have they recast the cast? Why have they done that? A cynic would say, because it's cheaper. They've not really done the whole cast. Some people are back, but they said that some of the cast sound older. They've recast Ginger for age reasons, which seems odd. Because she doesn't sound any different, if you ask me. Well, she sounds a bit different, but Ginger's meant to be older anyway, Chickens only live for a few years. Sorry, it's not very nice, is it? I think I might just have to do Ivy in some sort of, with some colour, because, I want to do like a white face, and I want to do like white legs and white everything, but it's not going to work, is it? So we're not doing that. I'm going to do colour. I'll do pale colour, but colour all the same. Known racist Mel Gibson. Oh yeah, it was Mel Gibson, wasn't it? Known racist. For legal reasons. I should say that it's not for me to say whether Mel Gibson is racist. I'm just quoting my chat there. People in the chat saying known racist Mel Gibson. They seem to know. He might be some sort of racist or something. Don't look at me. Yeah, I forgot it was Mel. Mel's been recast. Mel G off of the Spice Girls. Right, I'm mixing some white with some, what's it called? Oh. We must have had this conversation before. It's called flesh tint, because that's the colour of flesh, That's the flesh colour. Never mind all the others. Oh, did you hear that? The babies crying. Laughing, in fact, that's worse. There's only one thing worse than a baby crying, a baby laughing. A child. Now some ghost is playing the harpsichord and slamming doors. What are they doing? I'm white and that's not even my flesh colour, says Lucy B. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Right, there we go. I've mixed up a whole load of flesh tint. Flesh Gordon. Let me just, there's some wet silver up here, which I'm just going to wipe off with me fingies. Good, now I'm metal. I'm gonna have to like put some of her head down. I'm gonna have to like remove her. Oh no, it's wet. Just kind of remove her chin, I think. There's some horrid noises in this video. I guess that's the point, but let me get a dry brush for now. See if it'll go on a bit better with a dry brush. To just let that dry and come back to it later. You can kind of just see her neck through, like see the top of the silver torso that I did. And I don't want that. I don't want to be able to see it. Core. So some people were saying earlier that they're painting along at home. Are they painting, or are you? Who's using a real medium like this? Who is doing a digital thing? And what are you painting? Are you doing your own ghosts? Are you doing Ivy? Are you doing a different ghost? Are you doing a Halloween monster? Are you doing a jack-o'-lantern? Are you doing your own personal project? What am I doing? I don't really know what Ivy looks like. No one came through with a, not that it's on you. Oh, just as I said that, Mr. Black has actually got the original Ivy drawing. Oh my Christ. Well, this is not at all like that. Let me see if I can get this up for you guys. How do I do that? How shall I, what's the best way? If I just save onto the desktop. And then if I add our image called Ivy from the desktop. I'm a real one for just dumping temporary files on my desktop. There she is. Oh God! Jump scare warning. Right. So it's great, but it's not at all like what I've been drawing so far. So don't know what to do about that. Shrug. Trying to just like lay it on thick, and then hopefully it'll dry thick. You guys probably can't see from sort of your angle, but Ivy's shoulders are visible through her chin, which is what I'm trying to remedy here. I'm normally quite good at thinking ahead now. That's some, I have actually learned a little bit over the course of doing some art streams for however long it's been, a year or two, not quite two. Might have been doing them for a year now, I guess. Well, I must have done, because I've done Christmas and Halloween ones before, so it must have been over a year. Yeah, I've at least learned to plan ahead and think, well, if I've got to paint all of this in the space of 2 hours, I need to make sure that not wet bits where I'm wanting to paint later on. But I didn't think about that on this occasion, so. I'm having to deal with it. Right, okay, that's something. So Ivy's got white hair. Her dress is blue, so that's wrong. Unless she's upside down now for some reason. I mean, that would be, it's something, but it's just not very well. Like, that almost looks better. That looks more like Ivy. That looks more like Ivy than that. But it's a question of what do I do with the composition of that? Like, that's not, you wouldn't put the head down at the bottom, would you? I don't know, if I like write something along the top, Ivy or something, and put a big shrieking face on her and her hair's all sticking up, I'm gonna do it. That's what I'm doing. You just try and stop me. You don't know where I work. Yes, you do. The address was on screen the other day. Never mind. Well, I must say, I never quite know the way these streams are going to go, but certainly I did not predict ever that I would ever get some way into a painting and then decide, actually, I'm going to turn it upside down, and that is an improvement. But here we are. So, you guys probably won't even really be able to see what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to add her dress. Everyone who's arting at home, I want you to also turn your pictures upside down and then continue and try and turn it into something new. No, I'm only joking. Don't do that. Well, so far we've not had a mid-roll ad, so that's a good sign. I keep asking what people are doing at home, and then I get distracted by whatever I'm trying to paint and not seeing what your answers are. Let me see if I can see in the chat. Oh, and that's been pinned as well. Thank you very much, Charlie Badger, for pinning that. Yeah, this source image was by Carrie, who is an excellent artist and does come along to the occasional one, more than the occasional art stream. Okay, I've scrolled up. So we've got, wait, do you accept digital? Says Unforgable. Yeah, of course, of course. A lot of the work is done digitally. I'd say less than half is actual pictures of things that people have done with paint and pencil and stuff. And most of mine are done on Photoshop. So Zoe's painting some miniatures. Let me see, what else have we got? I'm doing a Frankenstein, says Pup George. Donak is drawing with pen and pencil, a kind of Ivy. Good. I'm using a real computer to draw a fake drawing, and I'm not sure what it is yet, says Feral Floor Girl. Well, that's fine, don't worry. I'm drawing my own spooky scene in my sketchbook, says Stephen. Lovely. Good. Well, for those who don't know, who've never submitted an art before, let me just get this face on so I can just Just get the shape right, and then I'll put it back where you can see it and fill it in. Those who haven't submitted an art before, all you do, normally it's on screen, but as I say, I've rebuilt all my scenes today in a big hurry. You just post it on Twitter or X with the hashtag TJArt. TJArt, all one word, capitalization doesn't matter. And then I will head on to Twitter later on, sort by most recent, and everyone who has submitted something on TJArt, your art will be shown and loved and appreciated by the community. And we'll all have a lovely time. Okay, good. So that is Ivy's dress. Don't know if there's room for me to put arms coming up here, sort of a wailing. I'm trying to sort of picture it before I put the paint down, because if I put it down, then I'm committed. I'm going to do it. I don't think it's going to look quite anatomically correct, but go. So no need to submit anything until I give you the signal. I mean, you're welcome to submit it whenever you want, but don't feel hurried. And I'll give you a few minutes of warning before it's gallery time. And anything that's been submitted since the last stream as well, we will have a look at that. So if ever you do some art at home or somewhere else, you don't just have to art at home. If ever you do that and you want to share it on the next TJ Art stream, just post it straight away, whatever time it is, whenever it is. Because I always, when I do the gallery, I always look at what has been posted since the most recent stream, so nothing will be missed. And keep in mind that there's a school in Wales, a primary school, that's called something with the initials TJ, and occasionally when their children do art, they use the hashtag TJArt. So let's all share the hashtag and be nice. And now and then we get Tom Jones art from Tom Jones fans. Okay, so she's very broad-shouldered, but she's at least going to have some hands sort of wailing, so that'll be something. Ugh. This is a bit tight at the back. There we go, it's better. So, wash that brush. It's probably just about safe now to just add some neck. That's fine. Good. Let me get you a close-up of what we've done so far. It's so shiny, that shiny silver paint. It is better than what it was going to be, I think. It's just a bit low down in frame, that's all. But I can take it. I can live with it. So her face paint, as it were, is very wet still, or some of it is. So, but I might try and like clean this brush off, dry it off a bit, and then just almost use it to actually remove some of this excess paint, thin it out a bit.
Friendly Ghost.
Friendly Ghost. Thank you very much. As Lamanga TW, as A.N.A.L, Amanga TW, I don't know. Hello everyone, and that's looking good, or may I say looking van good. Sorry. Thank you very much. And thank you for subscribing. For 15 months, that's a long time. Thank you very much indeed. So now what I could do, potentially, because she's got like a bow in her hair, hasn't she? Just wondering if I try and put that in somewhere. Sort of in her hairline at the top of her scalp, just along there. Maybe. The silver has dried, so I could attempt it. Maybe. Let's give it a go. More blue. Blue. There we go. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's spooky monsters or other, whatever else you might be painting today, or drawing, or whatever. And I can't wait for the tap peel. Very excited to see what people send in this year. And we're so lucky, you know. We were saying, sort of after recording the actual appeal video the other day, that it we had some sort of we had a few kind of like caveats or like, well, rules really, or at least suggestions, guidelines, partly to avoid, you know, other people being disappointed with well, for example, we insist that you do the right postage. We can't pay, you know, unpaid postage, because if everyone, or, you know, if a lot of people did that, some of it is really expensive, which we're very grateful that, you know, you guys are paying for that kind of postage. And, you know, like we suggest avoiding writing letters that are maybe like quite long, because then we have to either like rush through it and sort of read it without giving it its, you know, the right kind of breathing space, or potentially even kind of cut around it a little bit if it's really long. And, you know, it's a shame for you to not kind of see us read your whole thing on camera. So, you know, we say things like, oh yeah, try and avoid that if you can. And then, yeah, after we shot the video, we were like, it feels difficult, doesn't it, to be like putting a video out saying, hey everyone, send us all this like nice stuff, and by the way, here's what you shouldn't do, and here's what you can't send, but keep sending stuff, you know. Feels quite entitled, but or maybe not entitled, that's not really the word. I don't think it does feel entitled, but yeah, it's difficult to kind of hear yourself saying, hey, do this and don't do that, and this is what we want to receive and this is what we don't want to receive, you know. But hopefully you guys know that we're just trying to make sure you don't get disappointed. And we can all have a nice Tatapeel together. And everyone's submissions can get their due airtime. Okay. That's how she's looking now. Again, not necessarily how I would have. It sort of ended up like that, like loose strings rather than an actual bow shape. You know, it's more like shoelaces than like the sort of the dicky bow style thing you've got going on there. But it's fine. It's still a way of tying your hair up. This is, you know, literally artistic license. But that's all good. Stephen says, will you guys send out a list of games you already have so you don't get multiple copies? I believe we have made that available. I'm sure I saw it today on something, on like one of the videos, or let me find it. I'm sure that's around already. I think potentially on the announcement video. Let me see. Because Ashton did do it, she's made it. It's just whether it's actually been made available to other people. TripleJump Tatapeel.
Tricky spot.
No, it's an advert. Yes, it is there. If you head to the actual Tatapeel video, well, I'll just put the link in the chat. But yeah, if you're watching on the VOD or whatever, if you head to the Tatapeel, there you go, Lobrovich has pasted it. Head to the video on the YouTube channel, the main channel, the actual Tatapeel sort of announcement video where we're sitting on the sofa and saying the thing is open. If you head into the description of that, there is a Google Doc, which is now available in the chat, and you can see what we have got already, what we've played, and what we own and have not yet played. Yes, so are you all still playing D&D? I've made some bits I could send for that, says Plush Labs Jenikin. We've played D&D since we played D&D and posted that photo. We've done 3 sessions now, I think, and we were going to do one recently, like it was going to be like last weekend or the weekend before, but some people were busy. I was one of the busy people actually. A couple of people, other people were busy too, and so it didn't happen. But D&D, I believe, is still potentially ongoing. So yes, if that's what you would like to send, it would be welcome. I just use my apron to clean my brush. That's all I do now. Right, I'm going to try and do some eyes, which I don't really like doing, but needs must. Most important thing is the skin tone paint dry, and I think it just about is. It's not actually bone dry, but probably dry enough. Oh, and she's got a broken doll's eye, actually. So I only need to do one. Okay, there we go. What's the time? It's 6:10 already. Goodness me. Time flies when you are doing this. Right, that is A.N.A.L. And then I'm gonna do. See, I've kind of designed this whole thing as though she's shrieking, but that sort of doll's face makes me think that she shouldn't be. I'm sort of reluctant to do a great big open gob, but I could do. Yeah, right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the plunge. Clean this brush. Right, let's get some black. What would be really good is if I had some sort of sharp tool to draw all the doll kind of cracks on her face. So spooky, all this sound. Okay, that's only the beginnings of a mouth. I'm going to try and let that dry as we continue, and then when it's dry I'm going to put some teeth on it and stuff. Yes, some Mr. Black. Yes. Who sent in Wallace and Gromit at Project Zoo for the worst games list? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I've been considering streaming that, to be honest. I've always been intrigued by it. Never played it. But it does interest me. It's got the guy who now plays Wallace, who now voices Wallace, who at the time, I think, had only just started. I think that was before Peter Sallis had even died. But he was, you know, he would only do movies, Curse of the Were-Rabbit and stuff, and maybe like the odd advert, a well-paid ad, because he was getting old. He didn't want to do the video. Well, I say he didn't want to. I don't know if it might not have been that he didn't want to, but they were like, "Oh, we'll get someone else to do it. We'll get a sound-alike." And at that time, he wasn't as good at playing Wallace as he is now. He's really nailed it down. I don't know if he's had some like coaching and stuff. And now he sounds very good. Because they are doing another movie next year, Wallace and Gromit. I think it's straight to Netflix and BBC, which is exciting. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it comes out as good as all the others. They've never really put a foot wrong, certainly not in Wallace and Gromit anyway. I've not seen all of the Aardman films, but even like that one with the rubbish name, Pirates and Pirates! Exclamation mark, an adventure with scientists, which is just the most awful title ever. I think it might just be called The Pirates in like some other territories, but in the UK, I think it was called The Pirates, an adventure with scientists, which is rubbish. Even that one, which is, you know, perhaps one of their least fondly remembered projects, I still really enjoyed. I remember going to see it and coming out and thinking like, oh, it was alright, it was good. I've not seen Modern Man or Early Man or whatever it's called. And I've not seen any Shaun the Sheep, but it's normally all pretty good, I think. So, Ivy. I'm going to use this very, very thin brush and try and just draw a nose on. I don't think I've ever actually done that on the ArtStream before, like just used the tiny brush and drawn some detail like that. Normally I use the back of a paintbrush, which is what I'm going to do now to do the eye, although that's still wet, so maybe I won't do that just yet. So I'm kind of running out of stuff to do, almost. I might add some like trim and stuff to her dress. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get some cerulean blue out. Mix it with some white. Okay. I don't really have enough finesse from this brush. It's too big. Just making great big blobs on here that I don't really want to make. Let me get close. I appreciate that you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'll do what I'm trying to do and then show you after. Creak! Clang. Then we need to start thinking about at least getting to a place where I can call it semi-finished. Oh, I don't like the distant harpsichord. That's spooky. That's spooky too. Oh, it's time.
Spooky creek tatapeel spooky ArtStream tatapeel blaze it.
Goodness me. If you I'll just finish what I'm doing and then I'll press the button and we can all blaze it together.
Happy 420 BBBB blaze it, my dudes. Lord 16 dab. Boo. Since we are doing a graveyard today, here are some spooky graveyard jokes.
Okay.
How many bones are there in a graveyard? A skeleton. Ha ha.
A skeleton.
Why do graveyards have a fence around them? Because people are dying to get in. i.e.,
That's
what
good.
do you call a graveyard built on sandstone? A sedimentary. Ho ho ho.
Yeah.
What do you call a case of premature burial? A grave mistake. Ha ooh ooh. Where is the cemetery? It's in the dead center of town. Hi hoo. Moggy boo.
Moggy boo. Okay, it's 420. I mean, it's no longer 420. It's 421, but I'm going to blaze it anyway. Here we go. Oh, flipping heck. Where the heck is blaze on this set of... Oh, did I even add it? Hang on. Oh, we can't. I don't know if we can blaze it. I'd have to like find it and add it in. It's not on here for some reason. I thought I duplicated. I guess we don't have blaze on the full face cam. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go over to one of the unused no signal, right? But we should be able to blaze it on here, I think. Maybe not. There it is. I see it. Blaze it, everyone. No signal. Thank you very much to Lord Brotovich and Stephen Skerridis for blazing it. BBB blaze it, my dudes. Some good jokes there. Graveyard jokes. It was a graveyard smash. There we go. BBB no signal. Let's call it there. Right. Good. So I don't really like how I've done it, but it's something. I've just added some sort of like trim to her stuff, to her dress and stuff. Whatever. I suppose it's better than it being like a solid block, but sure, whatever. So I'm now going to put some hands in, because as I say, it is time to start thinking about, and I'm talking to you guys as well, it's time to start thinking about wrapping up your art. I'd give you a, well, no, I'll give you at least a 20-minute warning, if not more. But in my case, I've still got quite a lot to do, so I do still need to get a bit of a wriggle on. Okay. Hands, done. Eyes, still wet. Impossible for me to paint over right now without smudging all the colours together. So I'm going to write Ivy along the top in letters. And then maybe I can do an early-ish gallery. There was a time I would do 2 paintings in one stream, but gone are the days. Remember, if you're crazy, if you're absolutely oh no. I think we did get these from like very cheap on Amazon, so it's to be expected. And I do then pinch them between my apron and yank on the end, so it's not really surprising. But if you want to get crazy wild and head to patreon.com/Team TripleJump and sign up to the $250 tier. One of the many, many, many rewards you get with that, and there are many to make it worth $250, we hope. One of the many things you get with that is a painting painted for you live on stream by me. It will be as good as this or worse, of your choosing, provided you're not attempting to shock the company. With some horrific requests. That's not based on the fact that anyone's ever done that, by the way. I don't want you to think that I'm saying, yeah, you know who you are. And then it will be signed and sent to you along with all the other stuff that you get for having been a 250 member. I'll do the V first so that I know where the middle is. Smart. That's gone well. Yeah, when I started this, I'd definitely forgotten that Ivy was a doll. I thought she was just, I say just, a creepy child. But no. She's like a haunted doll. Which is arguably even worse. Oh yeah. Do you know what really winds me up? Like way more than it should. And it's silly me bringing this up now because I'm doing these letters with a paintbrush, so they've come out rubbish. But I get really cross when people can't do like nice uniform block lettering. If they're trying to if they do something in capitals in a kind of stylistic way, I don't just mean the way that they write their capital letters in their handwriting, because like my handwriting's pretty terrible. But if they're doing something like artistic, like this, you don't have to have an artistic mind to know like what a nice like symmetrical squared off. Again, I'm doing it with a paintbrush. It's rubbish with a paintbrush. Like I wouldn't expect anyone to be able to do it well with a paintbrush, given that I know how temperamental these things are. I mean, it's probably because these are pretty cheap brushes, but when someone's just using a pen or a pencil and they seem incapable of understanding that one length of their V is longer than the other or something, I don't know, I get cross about it. Or I do if it's it's something that we're working on together. Like when I was at school and we were like doing group projects and stuff, we had to like do our poster to talk about the tourism in Malum or something. And someone would do an M that's like, let me try and, is there something else I can paint on? No, I can't even do it wrong to show you because I'm I'm not even capable of doing that. I mean, maybe an M isn't the best letter, but no, I don't really have, or ironically, I don't really have the materials here to demonstrate what I mean, but maybe you know what I'm talking about. Just do a nice, like, squared off, symmetrical letter, you know? Like this, or like, they do T's like that, or flip's sake, I get really cross. And then, I've gone and done this, which looks awful, but as I say, paintbrush. I wouldn't have a problem with anyone struggling to do painted letters. That's way harder. I think I'm just quite an intolerant person, seemingly. I'm joking. Well, I'm certainly not socially intolerant, anyway. I want that to be clear. Might be impatient in other ways, but I'm not intolerant of other people for the sake of being other people. IV. Ivy arrow. Not really sure why I did the arrow, but it just sort of started and then I couldn't stop. It's not even pointing at her head. Well, I do know why I started doing it, because it was like the ivy felt too far indented to the left. So I was like, well, there needs to be something there, and I started, and then it turned into a downward arrow, and now it's happened. This is where we're at. So let me see if I can dry off this eyeball with a brush. Is that a dry brush? It is. I just want to be able to draw a pupil on this eye, but I can't at the moment because it's all wet. Right. Good. Now I can do the pupil. It's like a Simpsons eyeball. I always end up doing Simpsons eyeballs. But, sure. Sort of despairing. She's wailing like a banshee. That's okay. And now, one of the last things I need to do is try to add some teeth, which is what I wanted to do, onto that mouth. I've barely even got enough room on my palette for some white paint, but we'll try. Someone did send me a few acrylic paints in the previous tat appeal, and I've not yet needed to open them, and it seemed foolish to open ones where, when I've already got some open, because I guess they might like dry up if I don't use them. But I have got a white, which I'm going to need soon, because look at that. I've nearly used all of my white. I've always used the same paint set of paints since the start of the ArtStreams, but someone did send me a whole bunch, but it came with a white one. And I am definitely going to need that. So thank you to that person. Oh wow, this is really working. You guys can't actually see it, really, but again, I'll have to show you at the end. The finesse that the tiny brushes have. I never used the tiny brushes. So I can tell you now, she's not going to come out looking like a pretty China doll. She's turning into she looks a lot more like Widow Twankey, which is a reference that even within the UK, only some people will understand. Outside of the UK, best of luck. Although you can probably kind of guess what kind of character Widow Twankey is from the name alone, and the fact that I'm comparing this picture of Ivy to her. Widow Twankey is a stock character used in pantomime. Pantomime being a traditional sort of play, typically done at Christmas, featuring a number of stock characters and traditional songs and catchphrases that everyone just knows inherently in England and Scotland and Wales, and I guess they might have it in Ireland as well, I'm not actually sure. It's behind you. Oh no, he isn't. Hello, Widow Twankey. And so on and so forth. Okay. Well, it's certainly got expression now. Let me add some lips so she can kiss, and then yeah, she's not really Ivy anymore, even though it says in massive letters Ivy, but she's still pretty horrifying. I wouldn't want to meet this person. They really have come out looking like a pantomime dame now that I'm adding the lips as well. So I will give you let's say about a 10-minute warning to finish your arts if you want to submit them to today's gallery. And remember, whenever you're ready to submit, upload a picture to Twitter with the hashtag TJArt. All one word, TJArt. She looks so much like she's come out of a pantomime now. I don't hate it, you know? She's become sort of Mrs. Ivy. There was an old lady who I used to go and see sometimes when I was like very, very young. I was about 5. And she was the aged mother of an already quite old man who lived near us on his own. And his mother was even older than he was, by definition. And me and my mum would go and like check in on her sometimes, and her name was Ivy, and I called her Mrs. Ivy. So maybe that's who I've drawn now. No, absolutely not. That would be offensive to the memory of Mrs. Ivy. But it's basically done. Other than like maybe adding a few, I could go for some of these. I can try some of these cracks, these porcelain cracks. Now that I seem to have developed some ability at using the finesse brush. Yeah, see, that's working. I feel like I must have already tried. This can't be the first time I've ever tried to use the thin brush. I think I must have tried it at some point and then thought, oh no, that didn't work, and then just given up. It's amazing what just like actually taking your time will do when you're using paint. Wow, spooky. I mean, it's still comical, but without a doubt, I wouldn't like to encounter this person in real life. So I've achieved something there, I suppose, something Halloween-y. This is my spooky Ivy. There she is. She's got the cracked face. She's got the lips and the teeth. That's what I've been working away at that you couldn't really see. It's certainly the picture with the finest detail I've ever done. Just ignore all the stuff at the bottom with the horrible trim on the dress. But, you know, I've done some thin bits, which is more than I can often do. So, Ivy, she has been painted by me. Sort of Ivy's mum, isn't it? Or Ivy's granny. If you compare it to Carrie's, got the light on it, it just washes out the hair entirely. Bonk. It's just trying to tilt it forward enough that you, maybe if I turn it sideways instead. Oh yeah, that might do it actually. Hang on, tilt it back. Oh yeah, it's because it's facing the camera light, that's why. I'll have to turn it the other way maybe. It's all the same. There we go. So, yeah, I don't tend to actually get in there and do tiny, thin little bits of cracks on faces and things. So that's something. I'm pleased with that. Robert, it do go down. It did. It went down. Peter's Ivy definitely looks ghostly. The original source picture looks more like Evil Doll Ivy, which I think is canonically what Ivy is. Or she's a combination. She's a haunted doll. So between the two, maybe this is the person who, before Ivy died, this is who she was. And then she died and inhabited the doll. Although, for some reason, she already has the face of a doll here with cracked, like porcelain. But whatever, who cares? It's all just art, right? It's art. So, it's just coming up to 10 to 7. And it might be time to take a look at the gallery. If I've got, like, the scenes set up for it or something. Shrug. So, I'll faff around now and try and get a visible yeah, like a scene where we can see the I need to log into Twitter first before I do anything else. What's my password? Is it that? No. Is it that? So many passwords. It's that one. I'm in. So, hashtag TJArt. Sort by latest. See if things get spooky. And then if I press like F11 or something, it should. Right, and now if I just add, yeah, I didn't even get as far as thinking about the gallery, so I don't have a thing set up for this, but I should be able to just go display capture 3, and then pick that. Yes. If I pop it over there, and then I can come and sort of sit. Excuse me things, excuse me brushes, excuse me paints. If I come in, oh no, other way. Sit over here. There we go. That'll work. So, we're sorting by latest. Let me go down to the previous stream. What did we draw last time? I can't even remember. Oh, look at this. People have been doing happy little trees. Right, I seem to remember this. I don't know why we've got, I can't even remember what the theme was. We've got Barbie, we've got flowers, we've got Is This Legs? What on earth was the TripleJump? Oh, was it a new logo? Hang on, what date are we dealing with here? That's the 19th. 19th, 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 19th. Okay, so we go from, and that's the school. Thomas Joliffe Primary. Let me pull out my chat so I can see what you guys are saying at the same time. Good. So, yes, it was around the time of the rebrand. You're right, Stephen. This is a Tony Baboni, I believe, for Scrambled Ashton, going to be part of the Tat Appeal. So there you go. There's Tony Baboni in pencil and paper. Cameron Key with some quick thumbnails with alternate logos. TripleJump. There we go. What else have we got? TripleJump, and TripleJump. And then we've got TripleJump from Nicholas, which was Nicholas has done many art submissions over the year or two that we've been doing it, but that is arguably one of his best. Bring my chat out of the way as well. I'd bring my OBS out of the way. So then we had, hey guys, Wombra's shop. A 70-year-old granny designed a bra for all age ladies that is popular all around. So, hashtag TJR, am I right? Then we've got some more logos here from Cameron Keywood. Hope you're married. And is this legs? Yes, it is. Here's a logo from Donna Chapman with live streams, Billy, ranked lists, controller, worst games ever, main menu with a knife, Rules Boss hat. It's all there, all the hits. Oh, and there's Ivy. Oh, it's Discover More. Spoilers. I thought that was in the replies to the tweet, but no, it's not. Cameron Keywood again here with TripleJump. That's like the mosaic thing from Photoshop, I think. Sometimes you recognize these effects when you've been staring at Photoshop for 6 years, making thumbnails and stuff. A randomized TripleJump logo. It's not based on anything particularly, just drew whatever came to mind. Well, there we go. It's some logos. It's geometric. I like it. There's James and Ashton and Ben and Peter. Very good, very good. We've got some lovely, this is really nice. This is like a bouquet of flowers. Here's a painting I did just to show I'm okay at art sometimes. You certainly are. This is really nice. If I painted that, I'd be really pleased with it. I like look at the gradient here and stuff. It's all, it's great. Just makes me happy looking at something like that. Jar Jarby, hashtag TJR, has been tagged in Stone Cold Jane Austen. Dreifachsprung, which means triple jump.
Peter, the setup for the art is partially cut off.
Oh, sorry, yeah, because I keep clicking on it. You're right. So hang on, I'll stop doing that. It's because I'm clicking on them just to be able to see, like I'm going, oh, what does that say? Hope you're married. But yeah, I only did that to have it tidy so you could see me, but hang on, yeah, let me open one and then.
Hi TP. The chat would like you to know that we can't see the full image when you click on it.
Yeah.
The side's cut off. Frown.
Sorry guys, paying good money for me to do that. As well, I was like, oh, let me move my chat so I can also see what you guys are saying. I'm not reading it. This, hopefully now, if I move even further over, let's get rid of this painting. Yeah, I just trimmed it so I could also be in frame, but then, yeah, I hadn't thought about the fact that when I click on the zoomed version, it's going to do that. If I sit here, then hopefully all the ones that we have to zoom in on, because it's only the ones where they're side by side that we can't see. Thank you very much, though, to those who warned me with your alerts there, paying actual 100 bits, Stephen Skodes and Pup George, to just like have me be half decent at the job that's expected of me. So hang on, let's just have another quick look at. There we go. So that's TripleJump. Which are the ones that I zoom in on? I think I zoomed in on the flowers. That's nice. I like that. Jar Jarby, Dreifachsprung. Here's Ben with his beer and his pretzels and sausages. Very German. There's Ashton in the Hawaiian shirt, of course. That's what Ashton likes. And there's Tiny Peter, the kobold, by Lobrotovich. Of course, Pete had to bring up the no Germans during the stream. Oh, I don't remember doing that, but I believe that I must have done. Look at this. It's like a collage from Mr. Black. you still can't see all that, but it's really wide, and I'll just go back to where we were. There we go. It's smaller, but hey. Took longer than I expected, but got my TripleJump logo done. It's great. I'll click on the, I know you can't see it all, but at least you can see some of the details there. And it's all available on the hashtag. As I say, I had to make today's scenes in a real hurry. Plushy Labs has done this. Had a super chill time watching TJ ArtStream and putting together new stock for a convention next weekend. Who doesn't love shiny shoe wings? Well, I don't not love them. I do love them. Donna Chapman did this then. Since the last stream, it's a happy little tree, which is what we did for the TJ Live. So there you go. It's like Ashton's. It's a sort of a cherry blossom or something along those lines. A nice pink tree. It's very good. Do you think Ashton would wear a pair of shoe wings? Could send a pair in the appeal. I find Ashton baffling in every single one of her decisions, so I feel like if I called it one way or the other, my instinct is to say, yes, she absolutely would wear a pair of shoe wings, but maybe she also absolutely wouldn't, because I just don't understand that person at all, the person that she is. And yes, I do, because we're best friends. No, I'm sure she would certainly gratefully receive it, and she would definitely wear it if it was sent in as a tat gift. So yes, no, that's I overthought it, and if it was sent to her, she definitely would. I'm sure she'd be very happy. Pop's special limited spoop edition. So this is Eden and Pop. Eden did a happy little tree at 10 p.m. Eden, I think you should be in bed by 10 p.m. Last night, she wanted to join in while we watched SMTJ live VOD. Happy tree. That is great. Look how happy the tree is. I did little cheeks like that on mine. So happy. Way happier than the one that I did. Mine looked like it was being held at gunpoint. That's great. I love it. Here's a Spyro from Stephen. It hasn't been a TJ ArtStream in a while, but did some updates on this Spyro drawing for a project in the TripleJump Tat Appeal. This is for @Peter thank you very much, Stephen, for this. Look, it's a Spyro. That's great. That's really good. You got the colours bang on as well. Vodafone UK News Centre. Right, and now we're on to today's. So, just as we get to the end of the stream, so we've timed that right. So here is Donna Chapman's Ivy, which we saw earlier. See, look at that. That's like actually really spooky. You've got the cracks going on, you've got the hollow eyes, you've got the bow. That's an actual haunted doll Ivy. You've done a great job. Well done. A Frankenstein by Trials of Life, Neil Webb. It's only a bleeding Frankenstein. Remember, Frankenstein is the name of the monster. The guy who made him is called Frankenstein's scientist. Everyone knows this. So there he is. There's Frankenstein with his neck bolts and his thunder, big shoes, ragged clothes. Why couldn't his creator at least give him some good clothes? You know, I know his body bits were all recycled, but geez. Here's some spooky stuff from Stephen Skodez, a little sketch. That's a really spooky moon. Look at that. Look at its eye. It's so sort of happy in a sinister way. Pointy nose. You got your spider and your skull and your jack-o'-lantern. Rip. Dead person. Very spooky. That moon is horrifying. I love it. Here's a sort of eldritch horror. Well, it is what it is, I guess. Twix. Yes, that is my actual nickname. Feral Floor Girl. Hey, that's great. I don't want to see any question marks like that, you know? From it is what it is, I guess. That is what it is, and it's great. That is scary, and if I met that thing, I would be frightened. So you've done a great job. Yeah, it's basically Cthulhu, right? Or one of Cthulhu's friends. Getting Lippy, Slingo, @Slingo Official. Great. Oh, look at that. That's genius, Trillian Jones. Yeah, I probably could have been a lot better pumpkin. Fantastic. I love that. That's great. It's a Billy Ray pumpkin, and it's brilliant. And then we've got Cameron Keywood, 2 versions of the cover for the upcoming TripleJump video game, the normal edition and the Halloween edition. There's the normal edition. Is that legs in the background there? I don't know if you can you see my cursor? Yeah, I think you can. Oh, there's Brian down there. Gravy Boy. And here's the Halloween version. It is Beans time. Oh, and there's Lady D just down at the bottom. That's what makes it spooky, is the Lady D. Fantastic. We've got some minis that Zoe's been painting. Here's what I've been working on during the stream. Combat nuns in space. That sounds great. If that was like a comic, I would watch it. There they are, the combat nuns. Oh, look at those. Amazing. I wish I could do this, actually paint minis. And I know if I put the time into it, I could learn. But yeah, I'm jealous of people who can do that. Those are great. I'd make myself a whole little team of just stuff. Not even to play war games with. I would probably make stuff that is not official. I'd like kit bash like random limbs together and stuff and make something stupid. But that's what I would want on my shelf. Phil at PhilboM has made this spooky character. Look at that. But also kind of dapper. Do you know what I mean? Like, if only I could dress like this. You got the long coat and some sort of I think like a medallion or like jewelry, but kind of like suave pumpkin man jewelry. It's not any old jewelry. And the waistcoat and kind of a cravat, I think, going on there. That's fantastic. What a dude. I'll do that. And here is, actually, it's Dr. Frankenstein's Dr. Monster. Look at this. Did you draw this, Lord Brotovich? That's great. That's really good. I'm really impressed by that. Look at the anatomy going on. Look at the angles and the shading and the folds. I hope there was no cheating involved there. No, hey, anyone can art however they want to art. It's fine by me. The Pixabay collages that I've made. The chin, says Traveling Badger. Yeah, I know. Look at this chiseled jaw. I wish I had the jaw of this man / monster and the fashion sense of this one. And then I'd be the hottest man in town. So then we've got Biz Keith at BizKeithOWO. First time I could finally art along to the stream. Attempted to make spooky art in the Eat game demo with the very limited, not so spooky items available. Not entirely sure what I've created, but thinking maybe this guy is a relative of Daft Head. Oh, what is this? I'm not aware of this program. Is this like a kind of a creative program, like an art? Oh, it's like a painting, is it? Painting program. It's like Passepartout or something like that. Oh, look at that. That's cool. I have said in the past, I didn't actually say it today, I normally do. I say like, hey, if you're doing art digitally, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use a tablet or do it in Photoshop or anything like that, or MS Paint. You could use an actual video game that has a painting mechanic in it, like this. That is definitely a spooky person, without a doubt. So you've done a great job there. Peter, why don't you think you're already the hottest man in town? Well, because Sparrow the Dragon exists. He's pretty hot. I was desperately trying to think of like something that would be funnier than that, and I was like, I can't think of any fictional character, so I'm just going to have to say Spyro. Sprout Stuff has done Anne Witch, mixing up Anne Potion in Anne Cauldron. If any of you went to school with Anne Witch, Anne Potion, or Anne Cauldron, let them know that I'm thinking of them today. Look at the bubbles. Look at the shadow under the pigtails. This is art. Look at the shading on the hat. Not Slytherin, eh? We've got shadows there. Look, some people just have natural raw ability. You can see the shadow there as well. Sprout Stuff understands light. Sprout Stuff had more than one art class a week at school, I think. And here's Twix, Feral Floor Girl, with another submission. Started this IB at the 10-minute warning, and my heart is racing. Well, frankly, where's the comparison image? Hang on. Where? That is a lot better, or a lot more accurate at the very least. No one is better or worse than anyone else than that. So your heart might be racing, but yours has come out looking pretty much bang on. So your heart can relax now. Wonderful stuff. Well done. And thanks for getting involved for the first time in doing some art. I'll hit refresh in case we have any stragglers. But if not, that will be the end of today's art stream. I hope you've all had a lovely art time. I don't know how to make that go away. I can't find it in the source list, so I'm just going to drag it off screen. There we go. Right. So apologies for the chaotic OBS setup today. As I say, there were some net issues. So here I am streaming from the office in a hastily cobbled together set of scenes with the right, the up-to-date branding. So if I have any sense about me, on a quiet day, I will rebuild all of my scenes for next time I have to stream from the office. But will I though? Is there any sense about me? I don't know. So we'll see. But thank you very much everyone for getting involved in the art stream today. I am going to go and let Ivy dry, and then I'm going to go home and eat my din-dins. So I hope you've all had a nice Monday. Straw White NPC says, can I art next time if I don't have Twitter? Straw Hat, in fact, is probably how that's pronounced. I do think about this sometimes. Like, I know that not everyone has Twitter, and it's not convenient for everyone. The reason that I specifically say submit it to Twitter is because the easiest thing for me when I'm, trying to run a stream is to, have it all in one convenient hashtag. So it does make it. It's mainly just to make it more straightforward for me. It's not that I'm trying to exclude non-Twitter users or encourage people to get involved in our social media or anything like that. But if anyone is watching either now or on the VOD and you're thinking, yeah, I don't use Twitter unfortunately, so I can't submit art, and maybe you've been thinking that for a long time, or maybe you've only just started thinking I'd like to submit art and I can't do because I don't use Twitter, or I've left Twitter, I can think about maybe some way that people will be able. I'm trying to think what an easy way to share images is, like an alternate way. We could maybe use our Discord. Again, some people don't use Discord. Or, if there's like a decent, reliable, safe image hosting site, then I don't mind, bending a rule for gallery time and allowing people to put some links in the chat just directly to their image submissions maybe. So if you have like an Imgur account or something like that, you could stick it on there. So that might be a way to do it going forward. But yeah, the reason I do Twitter is because it is, it's handy in the moment when I'm trying to run a stream to be able to just go there. But I appreciate that not everyone can use that. So yeah, next time we're doing an art stream, if you're one of the people who would like to get involved but feel, I'm not going to be able to share it at the end, then make yourself known in the chat and we'll perhaps work something out with the mods and try and decide between us a place where people can share art elsewhere. Maybe Imgur is the best place or something like that. I don't know. Good. So, it is handiest for me, but I would like to see as much art as possible. So I'd love to work out a way that we can include everyone. So but thank you for pointing that out in the chat, because I have thought about it in the time. Make an email for the art only. I have thought about that as well, Stephen. But the problem is with the art streams is that I kind of feel like it might end up getting a lot of spam if the email address goes out there. Kind of, I don't know how likely it is that if it gets shared, that then we're going to end up with just like a load of rubbish in there. I don't mean like while we're streaming. I just mean in between streams. It's liable to maybe end up on like some mailing lists and stuff, and then it'll just be a bit of a faff. It is an option, potentially getting people to email stuff in. Again, then I'll have to scroll through each email and like download the attachment, or I might be able to just double click to open it, but I don't know. That's also potentially an option, but we'll have to look into it. But that's it. So, that will not end well, says Lobrotovich. Yeah, see, that's what I thought, but maybe not. I'll have a think about it. But that is the end of the stream now. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Mondays. I will see you live on Thursday with Ben and Ashton. We'll be playing some more Resident Evil, because it's not the last Thursday of the month, is it? No, it's going to be the penultimate one. The one after that, of course, is a special Halloween spooky sleepover stream. We'll be playing, we'll be going on the Swan Ride round and round again. But that's it for now. So enjoy the rest of your weeks, and I will see you when I see you. Thanks for arting, everybody. Take care of yourselves.